Hey, Keegan, Ian Begley, SNY. Thanks for doing this. I didn't know I was going to go first, so if I could just ask two quick ones. One is, how has the process been for you so far? And then the second one would be, have you worked out for the Kings, or do you have any plans to work out for the Kings?
This process, it's been really good for me. I think it's just growing my game, got me out of my comfort zone a little bit. So I think it's been really cool to experience this and go through this because it's kind of a one-time thing. So I've just been fortunate to be in this position. Yeah, I've met with them and been with them. So they've been good to me and just I've been in contact with them and visited with them a little bit. So it's been cool.
Matt George.
Hi, Keegan. Matt George, ABC 10 in Sacramento. Kind of building off of that last question. Many in Sacramento consider you to be an excellent fit prospect for the Kings. How do you see yourself fitting alongside De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis?
Yeah, I think they have a really good core right now with their team, with Sabonis and Fox, also Davion and Harrison Barnes as well. I think they have a really good mix right now and brought along a really good coaching staff that I think will get things done. So I think for me to fit in with them, I think I have a good relationship with them, and I think my game is really versatile. So I'm able to fit in different places, different spots, wherever they need me to go. So.
Arden.
Thank you so much. Hey, this is Arden here from Ball Players and 1:37 p.m. Keegan, obviously, you had a great year last year as a sophomore. And besides the obvious traits that folks were able to see from you, what do you think was the most underrated part of your development last year?
I think it was just my mindset. I think that really played a part, just treating every game like it was the same, the effort-wise, and just getting things done. I think I was able to score in a variety of ways, get out in transition a lot, and just use my versatility to my advantage. I think all those kind of combined in one, ended up having a really good year.
I think the next person I see here is Jim Conlon.
Hi, Keegan, Jim Conlon here from RCB Radio Sport Ireland. Keegan, just wondering, is there any player in last year's draft that you see yourself very similar to in terms of ability and that you would like to emulate?
I don't really have anyone specific. I know that their draft class was felt like really dominant this year. There's a lot of really good players. You could go up and down the list. And there's some really good guys. Herb Jones is really good. He was in the second round. And a lot of the lottery guys were doing really well too. So for me, I just want to make an instant impact in a winning way, just like a lot of those guys did in the regular season and also in the playoffs.
We'll go to Christos next. Christos, are you there? All right, we'll come back to you. Let's go to Coty Davis.
Hey, Mr. Murray, how you doing?
Good.
I was just wondering, did you get an opportunity to work out for the Houston Rockets? And if so, how do you kind of envision yourself playing alongside a young team like that?
I'm not gonna say anything specific, but I've met with a lot of teams in the lottery and things like that. Communicate with them, but with what they have now, they have a really young core. I think they've built for the future. So I think plugging me into their culture and what they do, I think that'll help me with my versatility. They have a lot of guys on the wing, and a lot of different guys that can play a lot of different positions. So I think they're trending in the right direction for sure.
Andrew Slight.
Hey, Keegan, was curious if you had worked out in Oklahoma City yet, and then how you could possibly fit in with that young Thunder crew.
Yeah, I think I've met with them and talked to them and different things like that. I think with what they have and the draft picks that they have, there's a lot of things to look forward to with Giddey, Isaiah Roby, and then they have 3 picks this year. And I think obviously they're a young team, but a team that is also built for the future. I think for me, I'm kind of a guy that feeds off of a good point guard. So I think that would be a really cool experience. And I think that can play to my advantage for sure.
Christos, we come back to you now. I think he's having issues with his. Antonio Ray Harvey.
Hey, how are you?
Yes, hey, just real quick, Keegan, I'm at a California Assembly meeting right now, so there's some background in the noise. Just let me know. I'm wearing both of my hats today, but anyway, I'm calling about the Sacramento Kings. You on the defensive end, a third of your rebounding was on the offensive board, and you got about 68 blocks, 45 steals. I just want to know what your approach is on defense, and the question is, will it translate into the pros? Because it seemed like during your freshman year and your sophomore year, you were really good on that end of the floor. So I just want to talk about your defense, and do you want to come here? If the Kings pick you, do you want to come to the BA Sacramento Kings? You know about the struggles here, and it's pretty monumental. It's documented. Do you want to come here? Please, off the air.
Yeah, I think just defensively, I think it kind of got overshadowed by my offense a little bit this year. But for me, it's defense is a big thing for me, a critical point for me, because the 4 teams in the East Conference Finals or in the conference finals were all the best defensive teams. So it's a big thing in the NBA now. And for me, I want to go over fit over pick, but I think for me being a King, I'd want to be part of that culture and be a part of a group that can turn that franchise around and get to the playoffs and do really well in that. So I think it'd be a great opportunity.
We're gonna hop to Rod Beard.
Hey, Keegan, I wanted to ask you about the Pistons. You mentioned earlier playing with a point guard to help set you up. But what have you seen from their young guys, and how much have you studied the composition of that roster and what that fit would be for you?
Yeah, I think they got a mix of young and old, or young and veterans. I think with Cade, he's a really good player on both sides of the ball. Sadiq Bey's really coming to his own the last couple of years, especially this season. But then they got young talent, Killian Hayes, Isaiah Stewart, Kelly Olynyk's their veteran. But they got a lot of pieces. And I think I'd be able to plug into their system and be successful.
How did your workout with them go?
It was good. I met a lot of people in the staff and organization, so it went well.
We're gonna go to Chris Miller and then Jason Anderson.
Keegan, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Shout out to Cedar Rapids Prairie and Zach Rosen. I got a question about the development in the second year of players like you, Matherin, Ivy, and Davis. Is there any correlation to freshman year to sophomore year, why you guys had such quantum leaps in your games?
Yeah, I think it's kind of, you hear about the sophomore slump a little bit. And I think I feel like with all of us, we kind of had the ball in our hands more, kind of got the green light a little bit and things like that. I feel like we all took advantage of that opportunity, led our teams to some really great things. So I think that kind of played a part in it, and it just being kind of the guy on the team and having that skill set to take advantage of that opportunity.
Jason, go ahead.
Hi, Keegan. Thanks for your time today. It's clear you know a lot about the Kings roster. I guess two parts here. Have you been to Sacramento to work out and visit with them? And number two, like, how do you envision your fit and how you might slide in with the rest of that group?
Yeah, I've visited with them, met with them, talked to them. So I think just me fitting in with them, kind of bring another guy that's versatile, knows the game. I think I just kind of bring a winning culture. I feel like I just have a winning mentality. No, not really that many distractions. Just focus on the task at hand and try and get that job done. So for me, I think I just fit in with all the other guys and bring in that winning mindset.
Gonna go James Boyd and then JC.
Hi, Keegan. James Boyd, Indy Star. I wanted to know, one, will you be working out for the Pacers? I know they've announced most of their workouts, or leave all of them so far. And two, how would you fit alongside, like you mentioned, that pass first point guard, a guy like Tyrese Halliburton?
Yeah. I've also met with them, visited with them in Indiana. So I think what they have, they've shown success of being a good team in the Eastern Conference. Tyrese is obviously a really good player, kind of makes those tough passes, really good assist to turnover ratio. He's a guy that I think would be really, really cool to play with. Obviously, he went to Iowa State, so we have that connection. But he's a really cool guy, really good player. They have a really good staff, and I think it'd be a great fit.
JC, this is going to be our last one as we wrap up the 15 minutes.
Hey, Keegan, you'll be turning 22 years old soon. Do you feel like you have any advantage above the rest of the players in this NBA draft class, being more mature, with more experience and more knowledge than the rest of the younger guys?
I think for me, I've been through a lot in my basketball career, so I've been through those ups and downs. And for me, I feel like I'm mature and have that mindset, that IQ, that whatever happens, get it done the next time. But it's an 82-game season, so it's a long season. There's gonna be ups and downs. But I feel like there's a lot of really good guys in this draft class that have that mindset and that IQ. There's a reason that they're in this position today, because of what they've done and what they've done on the court and off the court. So I think feel like I've got a lot of growth in me. I had a growth spurt really late, so I'm kind of a little far behind for my grade. But yeah, I think there's a lot of guys in this draft that have that mindset.